This week on the Garden Tarts, we got to go out to Tulsa, Oklahoma, with Garden Tart Amanda in tow to see Bono and Edge accept the Woody Guthrie Prize on behalf of the whole band. When I say it was an honor to be there, it really was.
It
It
really,
was,
really was.
yeah.
So, I almost missed my flight. I had a layover in Dallas, and my original flight from Virginia was very delayed. And I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. I just totally given up on the fact that I wasn't gonna make it. But
Watching her location on Find My Friend, and I'm like, she's not moving terminal.
yeah. I-
She's never gonna make it.
No, just go on doing your normal daily activities, and we'll just, whatever you say, like,
Yeah.
we'll make it work.
0%. No lies detected.
So if you read Jenna's poster, it says Bono says, "Where are the garden tarts?" Right?
Yeah.
You knew where we were.
Literally, you probably had our row and seat numbers.
Yeah. But thank you. It was a hypothetical question, I guess. They did not have to.
Incredibly, incredibly thoughtful. Hey there, Hillary.
Hi, Jenny. Long time no see.
I know, long time. It's as
Really?
if we weren't together a few days ago.
No.
Welcome to our 301st episode.
Thank you. Welcome. It is Sunday, October 26th. If you're listening, it is on or after Wednesday, October 29th, 2025. This is season 7, episode 42.
And you're listening to Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts with the Garden Tarts. Us.
Us.
We had an adventure.
Yes, we did. We did have an adventure. And we're going to talk about this over, obviously, two sides of our podcast. Side A is about us, and side B is about them. Us and them. Them. Yeah.
Yeah, them. So we had the distinguished honor. We got to go out to Tulsa, Oklahoma with Garden Tart Amanda in tow to see Bono and Edge accept the Woody Guthrie Prize on behalf of the whole band. It was like, when I say it was an honor to be there, it really was.
It
It
really,
was
really was.
such a spectacular event and so cool. So, but we're going to talk about us first.
Yeah.
Well, my alarm went off at 3 a.m. Just kidding.
Mine did too. Let's back up a little bit.
Yes,
So
please.
you two posted about this, and we were just like, let's ask. It can't hurt. Let's just ask.
Right.
And
I mean, we are news. We are a media outlet.
we are media, and we had we have connections who are wonderful. Oh my God, wonderful people who helped us get our tickets. And we got our flights, and everything just kind of fell into place fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once we decided we were gonna, like, we got our flights and everything. Everything's moving very smoothly. Jenny, our tour manager, immediately got a hotel for us.
Yep.
Before we even knew about tickets or anything. Like, she moved on that really fast.
I mean, Hillary said, "What if?" And I went, "But
Yeah. And so, like, we joke around that, like, I manifested this. It was absolutely a daydream. Like, I'm like, we're not going to this. And it happened, but it's a lesson I feel like I learned, that when we go on these big adventures, sometimes I'll have a dream sequence, but I don't say it because I don't want to jinx the dream sequence.
yeah, right.
But I realized with this is it might actually happen if I say it out loud instead of worrying about jinxing us. So I said it out.
Right.
And that's, I think, the new direction that we're going to be going from here on.
For sure."
Yeah.
So Tulsa was nothing except welcoming. First of all, the weather was fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you, Oklahoma. Well, first, I just want, before we get any further in, I'm just going to list, this is, we are accepting our prize. Thank you. I have a whole list of people: Kristen, Allison, Emma, Ryan, Anna, Steve, and Sam. None of this trip would have happened without you having some part of it. So, wouldn't have been as successful without you having part of it. So, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
We stayed at this absolutely adorable, like, walk up apartment, Airbnb type situation. Said
Very
it
much
slept
so.
3,
Very much so,
very walk up. Says it slept 3 is, technically it did
it did.
because apparently that couch thing, but it was great.
Yeah.
We are very happy to be there. It was across catty corner from the Woody Guthrie Center, which is next to the Bob Dylan Center, and we spent a good amount of time at those centers.
Yeah.
It was great. We decide they are their own and they are separate, but you can buy like a discounted joint ticket. And this, I mean, this just sets up the whole rest of the adventures. As we walk in, we get our tickets, we walk up. There is someone obviously giving a tour. It looks like a VIP situation. Like this isn't a guided tour museum. And then this gentleman's like, "Come on over, ladies. I'm about to talk Woody Guthrie." And it was this gentleman, Sam, who I forget what he said his title is. He might be in charge of visitor experiences or something. If he is not in some kind of like theater, I would be amazed. This was a theatrical, engaging tour.
Very much so. And, like, there's the other thing is, aside from him, being good at theatrics, he must really love his job because it's just beautiful to see somebody respond to their workplace like that.
Yeah, and gosh, I feel like I would have really enjoyed the place otherwise,
Yeah.
but the way he, like, took us from spot to spot and told us what was happening in that exhibition case and what we're looking at, he then connected it to today, and he was like, "Look at what Woody Guthrie was writing and drawing about here. He didn't know about George Floyd."
Right.
This kind of thing, and, I mean, tying in the storytelling and the activism of folk music with what we're dealing with today is just like, oh my God, we have so far to go. And
Yeah.
also so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The museum was just absolutely fascinating. It was letters and lyrics and drawings. Oh my gosh, the drawings were unbelievable. I've known a little bit about Woody Guthrie because my dad has always been a pretty big fan of his because of, folk music. But I didn't know much else about it. So it was so fascinating. I could go back there today and,
Oh, yeah.
enjoy
If we'd had more
there. Yeah.
time, yeah, it was amazing. And let me tell you, seeing those original handwritten lyrics for This Land Is Your Land,
Wow.
that was a moment.
Yeah.
That was a moment. And then we went over to the Bob Dylan Center, which, I mean, you tell your impression. I don't have a very deep connection with Bob Dylan's work.
Yeah, I do, but the way that this museum was, it was a lot of content, but it wasn't so cohesive.
I felt really overwhelmed.
Yeah. It was a lot. I mean, there was a
Yeah.
lot of information that you needed to kinda soak in while you were there, and,
I also
we
think we
also
were very tired.
we were very, very tired, and, we also it was like an audio guided tour versus having Sam.
Oh, yeah. If we had had someone personally taking us from one to one and
Yeah,
tell us what we were looking at, that would have been a whole
yeah.
different
But
story.
it also was like it was interactive, so there are these little you have this little iPod thing, and you hold it up to this little spot, and it plays stuff to you, but it wasn't the clips were kind of, like, too long. They had a you have to stand there forever to get to
Mhm.
the next clip, and I listened to, like, 3, and then I'm like, "I'm out."
Yeah. So, it wasn't for us in the moment.
Yeah.
I would definitely give it another go,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
understanding what it is, but we gave a lot of our energy to the Woody Guthrie part,
We
so.
did, yeah.
And I know from an exhibit standpoint, Garden Tart Amanda, who does exhibits, was very interested in the way things were laid out and the different technology they use and stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there.
Yeah. I mean, I recommend that Bob Dylan, place, but, like, when you have time and, energy that we did not have that day.
Yeah. I was like, I had the headphones on and was listening and was trying to read, and I just nothing was sticking in my brain.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't, I just can't take it.
No, that was exactly, like, I had a little bit of room for learning stuff, and I guess Woody Guthrie took up all that.
It did.
Let me rewind for a minute.
Yeah.
So, I almost missed my flight. I had a layover in Dallas, and, my original flight from Virginia was very delayed, and, I'm like, "I'm not gonna make it." Like, I just totally given up on the fact that I wasn't gonna make it. Jenny said the right things, though, that Dallas is so big, there are plenty of flights to get to. Uh,
Yeah, there were like 5 more flights that day.
yeah,
That still
um,
would have gotten you in time.
I'm still just the plane lands, still convinced I'm gonna miss it because I had to go, like, to the opposite end of a enormous airport. But, like, when we pulled up to the gate, it ended up we were at a gate, like, 2 gates over to where I needed to be, so I got off one plane, got on the other plane, like, immediately. It was
We were,
crazy.
like, watching her location on, like, Find My Friend, and I'm like, "She's not moving terminal.
I'm
She's never gonna make it."
I didn't have to change terminals, which was
No.
I would not have made it if because it said that it was like I don't remember, like a 30-minute walk or something from the gate that I was supposed to come in to my next gate.
Yeah,
And it wasn't that at all. It was like, like, I don't know, 50 steps or something like that.
right.
It was nothing.
You
But
did a
while I
short
was
sprint.
it was and I did sprint. I did have to sprint even though it was short, but when I was in line to get on the plane on the gateway, there was a lady behind me that was like, "Do you mind if I take a picture of your sweatshirt?" And I was wearing a Garden Tarts shirt, and I don't remember how the conversation went, but she seemed very surprised that it was my podcast. Like, I think she just thought it was, like, fun merch or something. I'm like, "No,
Right.
that's, that's my podcast." And I gave her my card and she emailed us right after, which was so nice. And I'd like to give a shout out to Margaret. I'm
Yes.
sorry that we didn't get to catch up at the event, but everything was just there was a lot going on. And also
It's a lot.
like that trip was just exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Back to you.
Other really funny, speaking of shirts and stuff on planes, Amanda and I are getting on our flight from Nashville to Tulsa, and we're getting on, and I'm like, "This gentleman looks really familiar," and I'm, like, looking at him, but trying not to look at him, and then he, like, looks at me, and he's like, "Hi," and I'm like but, like, really polite and friendly, not, like, raising your hand, I'm like, "Hi," and then we go, like, 4 rows back to our seats, and so I'm like, "Amanda, I think that's a singer from Better Than Ezra," who she has met a handful of times, and she's like, "He is from Nashville, and yes, yes, that's him." And we end up running into him later, and I'm like, "I'm sorry I, like, stared at you. I was trying to figure out why I recognized you." And he's like, "I'm sorry I stared at you. I saw your shirt, and I listened to your podcast." I'm like, we're like, "What?"
That's awesome.
So anyway, thanks, Kevin. Keep spreading the word.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Kevin.
Yes, nice to meet you.
We found this really cute coffee shop that the only meals we ate the entire time
Yeah,
we were in Tulsa were at this amazing coffee shop.
called Gypsy, and the lady who was working at the Bob Dylan Center recommended it
Yes.
because we needed caffeine so badly, but we all made all these toasted cheeses, and it was in the same building as, like, a weed store,
Like a dispensary,
a
yeah.
dispensary.
Yeah.
So you walk in and you go, "Ooh," and then coffee.
Yeah. But they had these really cool pictures on the wall that were like Victorian people, but then like you'd take a step and look at it the opposite way and it was like zombies and stuff. It was really cool. That place was really
Cool.
cool. And they had amazing drinks and pastries and all the
Yeah,
things.
we that was, like, basically our dinner, and then we had kind of brunchy there
Yeah.
the next day before we left town. So thank you to the people at Gypsy
Thank you.
Coffee. We love you and would spend all our money there if we lived in Tulsa.
Yeah.
Yeah. We decided to go check out Kane's Ballroom, which was just like 3 blocks from the place we were staying, and I mean, it looks as cool outside as you think. I mean, this is a historic ballroom. Like, this Sex Pistols played there.
Yeah.
It is so historic. There was a large VIP event going on at the OK Pop Museum across the street. These are people who, like, I don't know, they had dinners. I don't know, there were tables and stuff, presenters before going to the event. And I do think that we were three of the only people not invited to that event.
Yeah. So this is the thing, dear event people. If everyone is a VIP, no one is a VIP.
Yeah,
Every person in there had a VIP, laminate thing that
right. It was hilarious.
it was absolutely hilarious. Like, I
Yeah,
felt like we were, we were the awesome people because we weren't VIPs. Like, it kind of turned around. Like,
I know,
if I was
right?
VIP, then
One of my favorite parts of the night, I'm totally jumping ahead, but one of my favorite parts was when we actually got into Kane's Ballroom for the event and we found out there was a merchandise stand and we had to like go into this other room, there's a bar, and we didn't, I mean, we're just gonna look, but we walked in, we all went, oh, because it meant we had to buy more U2s.
yeah.
I don't know about you, I didn't expect there to be a merchandise
No, I did not
stand to purchase
either.
from.
Yeah, like,
The collective crap.
yep,
Oh
definitely.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. But it was just amazing. Do we want to talk about our experience at the ballroom, our
Um,
fun little thing, and then we'll flip to side B and talk about the actual performance?
yeah, I think we should do that. So, well, let me just say this. So, a big part of the great part of this adventure was just the three of us being together. Like, I think sometimes you get kind of swept away by, the event or the other people that are, we're chasing after. Yeah, but, the three of us being in a room, putting on makeup and eating snacks and talking about nothing and everything is just
And
the
doing
best.
shots of screwball.
Ball and fireball and yeah. So, but it's just we don't get that opportunity very often, and,
No,
the three of us together are we just have the perfect friendship, and
we
it's,
do have the perfect friendship.
yeah,
And the fact that 9 times out of 10, the only reason we're together is because we're chasing some dudes
yeah.
is both fun and a shame.
It
We definitely, before we were such busy grown-ups, we saw each other many times a year
yes.
outside of the U2s, but now we have this podcast
Yeah, so we see each other
and
every Saturday
texting.
night. Anyway,
Yeah. I mean, we've been texting with Amanda all day, so
yeah.
yeah.
That's what goes on with or without you 2. That's what goes on all the time. We just text each other all day like, "I just had coffee, and I'm gonna clip my nails tonight," or I don't know,
I
nonsense.
mean, basically
Yeah,
play-by-plays.
yeah, it is a play-by-play for
Yeah. We had really hoped to bring you all some personal one-on-one time, or I guess 3-on-2 time
yeah,
with Bono and Edge for the podcast, and unfortunately, that didn't happen, but we got prizes instead.
we did.
We did.
'Cause we were told actually by someone in, the YouTube camp that it never hurts to ask, and so we
Yes.
just kind of held that, you know,
She
close
was
to
like,
us.
"Oh."
Ask. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say, "No, not tonight," or "No," or whatever. So we asked, and, as per usual, Bono and Edge were very pressed for time, and, we might wanna discuss that with them. Their time schedules and everything, like, maybe you need to leave a little early to go to the airport or whatever. Because I have that problem. So,
Right,
yeah,
right.
I'm not good at measuring my time.
Me neither.
They were pressed for time, and so I feel like if that hadn't happened, if they were running on time and everything went smoothly, we probably would have been able
Yeah,
to
maybe.
said hi, but again, instead, we got presents.
Yeah, so they were kindly like, "Let us know when you get to venue. Well, we've got something to pass on," and we each got our own individually signed poster.
With our name
So,
on it, spelled
yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, and mentioning the Garden Tarts. So, thank you to Bono and Edge. Edge is over. for doing that and to the person in their camp that have helped pass that on. So we
Thank
greatly
you so
appreciate
much, and,
it.
we will, believe us, we'll be in touch.
Always.
Yeah. Not just that, but it's like
I'm teasing, not
no,
always.
but
Yeah.
like, to even respond to us, like, we're clearly best friends forever.
Right. Clearly.
Yeah, like, whatever we can do to help you out,
Just let
let us
us
know,
know.
and, well,
Let us know.
but it was so magnificent. I mean, that was I still can't believe it. I haven't gotten
That's why
my
we
brain.
went to that's how we found out there was a merch stand. I forgot about that. It was recommended because they
Right, right.
were selling a poster there, not this poster, but they said, "Go look, they might have tubes, rubber bands, something," and that's when we walked up to them, we're like, "Oh, there's a shirt
Yeah.
and a hat and books and vinyls." They did I don't know if it's still open, but they did open up one more round of ordering. They ran out of shirts and hats, but they said they're gonna do one more order, so go to Woody Guthrie Center if you want this shirt or the hat to see if they are still taking orders or not, because otherwise it's closed. So, it's very classic U2-y,
It is very
very much like it.
yeah.
So the last thing I feel like this is a perfect segue into side B, but if you have more to add, let me know. So the last person, and I didn't thank them, I should have, that we talked to from the U2 camp was Dallas, who was there to
Yes.
work with Edge, and he said, You guys, this is I mean, I'm summarizing, but he's like, "You've never heard anything like this. You've never heard this stuff before. You're gonna be amazed." Like, you could tell he was, like, ready to explode with excitement about what
He
the band was gonna
absolutely
perform, so we were like, "Ooh, what's gonna happen?"
was
So,
it was the he but, just anybody who takes the time to talk to us for a minute, like, we just appreciate it so much, and we appreciated Dallas, who also said, 2 other things that are interesting. One is that he's working with someone who is gonna have a residency at Madison Square Garden, but would not say who.
just that it's not U2.
I think that's Bon Jovi. Um, and that he'd been working for Springsteen, and it was a whole lot easier because Springsteen doesn't have all the pedals.
He doesn't need any help.
No, all the fanciness. He doesn't need all that.
He said,
With
"Edge let me out."
but that was so he's always just such a good guy. They're all such everybody's so nice in that world, in that realm.
That, I mean, just yeah, the U2 camp in general, assholes don't survive there.
No, no.
At least we've never met any of them. They are as giving as their time and their energy to anyone, so
Yeah.
thank you to all of them.
So this is crazy coincidence. Before we move on to side B, 2 years ago, on the 20th of October, the 5 of us were also in the same room together.
We were
5 of us.
with
3
Adam and
or
Bram
and Steve.
and Steve
and Steve and Brant. Yeah, but the 5 of us were at Sphere together.
together on another adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Side
fun.
Maybe we should have like this, like be our some kind of anniversary or something.
It could be our sphere anniversary.
Our Sphere Guthrie anniversary.
Well,
Whatever.
we'll workshop that.
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
we flip to side B.
side B is them.
This was cool.
This was very cool.
So the event started. The director of the Woody Guthrie Center, Katie Shaw, I think Cady.
But
Yeah, and spoke about Woody Guthrie and about the award, a little bit about you too, but mostly about Woody Guthrie and what we were all doing there. And then Anna Canoni, Canoni. I should have looked these names up, who is Woody Guthrie's granddaughter and also the president of the Woody Guthrie Foundation, came out and did this large intro and presentation to you two that was just really really cool. I
Yep.
just commend her for this passionate introduction, and it I was like, "Maybe she's one of us."
I seem like that could have
Yeah,
been possible.
could have been. So, also, it must be noted that I mean, rock and roll institution, I mean, it's folk music, it's activism, it's singer-songwriting. It is being run by women, so raise the roof for that. So and she introduced them. T-Bone Burnett came out. No, 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 he didn't come out yet.
Yeah,
Bono Edge came out, and they sang some ditties for us.
they did quite a
Yeah.
few ditties, which was just it was so much fun, and,
You didn't know what to expect.
no, not at all.
I knew there would be some conversation and some performance. I didn't know there'd be so much performance.
Okay, so they started off with "Running to Standstill," and it was a really cool version. It was like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was just really pared down. And they sang, at the end of "Running to Standstill," they sang, "This train is bound for glory." I just know it as "This train" because
Yeah.
Peter, Paul, and Mary, everyone has sung that song. Then they did "Mothers of the Disappeared," "Sunny Bloody Sunday," "One," "Pride," "Jesus Christ," which is a Woody Guthrie song that Bono covered on, the Folkways: A Vision Shared album, and then Yahweh.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a huge
I
surprise, and
was
it makes
not
sense to
expecting
go from Jesus Christ
they
into
yeah,
Yahweh, but I described these versions of the song as if songs of surrender was they were they were built to go on tour.
that's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, that they were kinda given a little more of a live punch, maybe? I don't know how else to explain it. They definitely weren't as pared down or stripped apart as the Songs of Surrender was, but there's that Bono Edge vibe
Yeah.
that I mean, the chemistry between those 2 is just fucking magic. It's
Our
magic.
It is magic. Our friend PJ refers to them as her favorite power couple.
Yeah, we're using that.
Yeah, they are aren't they? They are our
Oh,
favorite
yeah,
couple. I think so.
yeah. Edge, power
But
couple.
or, wait, what did I Boj. It should be Boj because that's a little more equal
Yeah,
than just adding a B to Edge's name.
Edge, yeah.
Yeah,
Booch.
Boj, whatever. Yeah.
Ed, no. That's
Anyway
terrible.
anyway you wanna draw it,
Right.
works. So this is interesting because they told the story and I checked it to make sure it was accurate, but the Bono told the story that the last time they were there was in 1981, and the only one that was old enough to be served in the US, who's already 21, was Adam. And I'm like, there's not that much time in between Bono's birthday and Adam's birthday, but this was it. I mean, he was
Yeah,
because their performance was April 4th, 1981. So that his story checks
it
out.
checks out.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was interesting because this was a small venue. I a while ago, I looked to see what the capacity is for Cane's. It's usually standing room, and I think it's 1,000 some people, and I think, but this was all seated in rows, so it was many hundred people,
yeah,
but it wasn't much, and this is just very, very small for you 2, and we were, talking with someone who works at the Woody Guthrie Center, and she said that it had been floated to take it to the Bach Center or something, to take it to a bigger venue, and they didn't want to. They wanted to do Cane's not only because it's historical, but because the last time they played it,
yeah.
the last time they were in Tulsa, or not the last time they were in Tulsa,
Mm,
but they had played that venue before
yes.
in, '81, so I thought that was cool. So,
It seems like it would have been a very large venue for them to play in 1981. Like, I haven't looked to see, like, if they were opening for someone or what the deal was, but it seemed like that would have been very big.
yeah, I'd be curious what other kind of venues they were playing.
Yeah.
I think in '81, it was maybe their own tour, but I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, I assume that it was their own tour, but
Yeah,
I don't know. It just seems like it seemed like it was a big venue.
yeah.
Uh,
So, I don't when they first came out, T-Bone Burnett was the I guess it wasn't really an interview, but he was in conversation with T-Bone Barnett. And I know, so I was like, I'm going to take notes. So I have just a few notes from the very, very beginning. And then I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to listen if I'm taking notes.
Right.
So then I started recording things. But so I don't remember what was first said that Edge replied to this, but I loved it. He said, and it's about the world today and America. You don't talk about the darkness. You make the light brighter. Talk about what might be instead of the anguish we're feeling right now. And I just liked those two positive turns on so many feelings right now. Like if you are feeling the darkness, like what is light and what can you brighten to help yourself and your community around you? And instead of talking about the doom that may be in the future, talk about what you're feeling right now and how you can lighten that up. And I just thought that was really great.
Yeah.
And then my next note after that, very quickly, is Bono doing an impression of David Bowie talking to Ronald Reagan about taking down the Berlin Wall. So how that all segue together.
Yeah, that was so great, like, so great, and I know I haven't looked back at my videos, but I know I didn't record that because I just remember, like, us all looking at each other like, "Oh my god."
There was some talk about how they turned the speakers to go over the wall to try and get to the other side, but then somehow it turned into David Bowie's music, and he got on the phone with Reagan, but and here we can all be heroes, and then all of a sudden Reagan's like, "Tear down that wall." Like,
"Tear down this wall, Mr. Gorbachev." Yeah, I can't get
it was hilarious.
it was great, and Bonnie's impressions are all
He was so proud of himself.
yeah, and so when they left, so they did their performance, and then they left and came back in, like, 10 minutes, and, like, Bono was, like, almost, like, giddy about changing his jacket because he was wearing a leather jacket when he performed, and when they came back, he was wearing a jean jacket, and I don't know what that's
And he
about.
said, "I got a new jacket."
We got a new jacket, so that was cute. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure, like, we talked about this, but I'm pretty sure that when, Bono left the stage that night, he was like, "Yeah, I'm adorable."
I
Like,
killed it.
yeah,
It
I'm
was
so
so
adorable.
I mean, the amount of people because there were, like, really big fans there. These were mostly supporters and donors of the Woody Guthrie Center who, I mean, who's not a big fan of U2? Who's not excited to be in the room with them?
Yeah,
But the amount of, "Bono's so funny. Bono's so funny. I didn't know Bono was so funny,"
yeah,
that you could hear reverberating. I'm sure if he
yeah.
could have heard that, he would have been very pleased with
Because
himself.
if you only, like, pay attention to his music, he's not funny, but he's
No,
very funny.
he's a very funny guy.
Yeah. So Edge had oh, Edge Edge don't remember what the topic was, but he was gonna answer a question, and he said he used AI and asked AI, "How would the Edge from U2 say this answer?" And then
No,
he
he
read
just said it. I don't think this was part of a question. He was just like, "I used AI for something."
yeah, yeah. It was adorable too. They
It
both
was, how would the Edge from U2 describe meeting T-Bone Burnett for the first time?
okay, that's what it was. Yes.
And then you read it. It was adorable.
It was adorable. Mm.
I have so many notes. One of the first things that T-Bone Burnett asked about was about tone and the tone of music, and this just spiraled on so many things. And it started with, because they just sung Sunday Bloody Sunday, and Bono said, I often hear Bob Marley in that song, and I did tonight. Then he made a joke about, if you ever hear me sing in a Jamaican accent, just slap me. But it just kind of spiraled from there. Then they ended up talking about songs of surrender and reworking the songs to fit the tone of Bono's voice, and how the band was like giving him these songs and he had to find a melody through it, even though it wasn't the right tone or notes for him. And it was just interesting how this one word tone like started weaving through their work and like their history as songwriters. It was cool. It was cool.
So Bono told the story, and I'm gonna butcher it, but
Yeah.
they were in the studio, and he saw that on Adam's phone. I guess he was, spying on Adam. I don't know. saw on Adam's phone that the bass player from the Stranglers had texted him, and, Bono was like, "Oh my gosh, you're in touch with that guy?" Like he was impressed, like, I mean, I just find that interesting because, most people are impressed by people being friends with Bono.
Right.
Back when they, like, opened for the Stranglers, they had, like, they robbed their dressing room. I guess that
Well,
was
because you 2 didn't they wouldn't give you 2 a dressing room.
and so you 2, like, robbed their dressing room, whatever, take that as it is. And, so he back to Ron seeing Adam's phone, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I can't believe you're in touch with that guy, like, is he mad? Like, what like, does is he holding that against him or whatever?" And then,
Like,
he
will
said
you share the text with me?"
yeah, he looked at the text, and it said something about seeing Adam's garden on the BBC. That was it. There was nothing else to it. It was just a normal human text that
Oh my
was
gosh.
not about Bono.
And he was like, "That is punk." And he's
Yes.
like, "There's a hole in the wall in the dressing room from Sid Vicious, but this being a musician on the gardening show and being in the same band and being alive
Yeah.
is the most punk thing."
Yes. Yeah.
But it was hilarious. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. They talked about I'm thinking about, like, oh, Mothers of the Disappeared.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and they talked about because they sang Mothers of the Disappeared, and now it makes sense why they chose that with this it's a song about they turned that song into action. They brought all these mothers on stage with pictures of their disappeared loved ones, and about on Pop Mart in '98 when they were in Chile and how they snuck these moms on the stage on the live television, and, what was it? Was it Sam at the Woody Guthrie Center who said or was it no, it was that night. Maybe Anna, Woody Guthrie's granddaughter, said that a folk song presents the problem and the action, something like that. And I hope I'm attributing that right to the right person. Anyway, and U2 does that.
Yeah.
And maybe the action isn't necessarily in the lyric, but it's with the performance or with the intention. And I gave myself chills. That I thought that was so I just thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Tying that all together. And
Sam did say, and this is maybe sort of put it in the first side, but Sam did say that country music isn't generally activist inspired.
yes,
And
correct.
so,
Yeah,
like, you can't call Woody Guthrie's music country music because it's not it's there's twang in it, but there's no like it's activist. It's folk music, not country
right.
music. And that's
You need to
that's
have both those parts.
yeah. And that's the difference. And
Yeah.
I thought that was
And then he challenged us to name one country song that is about like social justice or something. And I'm like, I can't name a country song.
no, 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 no. I can't name a country song. Like, and that's like this. That said, this is an extraordinary genre of music that I've just never been exposed to.
Yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
like we can't judge that because we don't know it.
One of my favorite parts, and again, like the stuff, there was just like this common theme, but it all kind of bounced around, but and it kept coming back, of course, to America today. And Bono, as he says, the prayer for a band is that we are to be useful. But I love this quote. He said, if we can be in any way encouraging of you in your extraordinary country, like how can we help? But then he said, but don't assume it will always continue to be extraordinary. It won't happen naturally. And if you were to go to sleep for 20 years and you wanted to wake up and assume everyone had equal rights, you'd be wrong. And then T-Bone Burnett went into the Rip Van Winkle story, and I just thought that was a cool for full circle
Yeah,
combination. But I've never Bono as a frontman and like a motivational speaker, he's always giving
yeah,
of whether it is support or advice or motivation, whatever. But he was basically like, what can we do? How can we help?
yeah.
And I thank you for asking. We don't know. Come back on tour. Give us music.
Please.
How about just 10 songs on an album?
Yeah. And then,
That'll help.
needless to say, when, we wanted to scream, "Get back to work." Like, "Get back to work. This was fun. We're all leaving. Get back to work." Yeah.
One of you commented on one of our social media posts, "Did anyone yell 'Get back to'"
Yeah.
like, just to ourselves?
So, though, there was a little bit of progress that Bono remarked on, that he read lyrics to a new song called "One Life at a Time," and the lyrics sound very tricky, so I'm curious to know how hard it's gonna be for us to remember those when it comes out, but beautiful, beautiful
Beautiful.
lyrics.
There's a whole story on where it came from. Look on YouTube.com and on their social media, it's there. I was just reading through them today, and you know what line in there is that perfect love drives out all fear, which is from I'll Go Crazy If I Don't Go Crazy Tonight.
Wow, I should know that.
I was like, "That sounds so familiar," and, like, Googled it, and
Yeah.
yeah, but One Life at a Time, yeah. They mentioned it, and then one of them maybe it was Bono that said, "We had thought about performing it tonight, but it's not fair without Adam and Larry," and Edge is like, "It's not done!" I swear I heard a little panic in his voice, "It's not done!" And Bono's like, "Oh, I got the lyrics."
Yeah.
So, that was cool. That was very cool.
They look good. Bono sounded so good. I cannot wait to hear his voice on this new album because he is singing like he has never sung before.
And Edge mentioned it that he's singing better than he has ever sung before, and I mean, we all heard, whether it was the Stories of Surrender movie or live on stage, that voice he has right now. Also, someone said to me they wondered if the vibe on the stage there was a little Stories of Surrender vibe. I'm like, "No, this is what Stories of Surrender would have been if Edge was there."
Right. I get that. So
Yeah.
the only note I took that whole night was like I had this like huge like epiphany about I've not been a fan of Songs of Surrender. It's just I don't know, I haven't been able to get into it, but I had this kind of epiphany that the songs are deconstructed. And, like, this is, like, just there are parts not assembled exactly correctly. And
Yeah.
that kind of made me like, I kinda wanna listen to it. I haven't done it, but I kinda wanna listen to it through again just to kinda hear them with that thought. Like, and this has nothing to do with anything except that I went to see Spider-Man on Broadway with, my uncles, and, my one of my uncles was just like, "Well, I don't get it." Like, through the whole like, he's just like, "I don't get it. I don't get it." And then intermission, my other uncle said to him, it's I'm sorry, "It's a comic book." And then all of a sudden you could see him he understood what was going on, and I feel like
Yeah.
that's my moment of, deconstructed. That's my moment of realization what Songs of Surrender is. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I love it or anything, but I would like to listen to it again with new
Kind of a
ear.
different lens.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It is interesting to listen to it and thinking about, like, just I mean, there's bass and drums in some of them, but most of them are just guitar,
yeah,
vocals, like, just those 2 pieces. Yeah, and how those have been I made that made me reread the letter from Edge,
yeah,
your comment about it, and that's not in there, but it's interesting to reread it now with that
yeah.
perspective because it's all related. Yeah.
Like those little nuances when that you just get in your head to listen to something again and you just notice stuff that yeah, so I'm looking forward
Oh,
to that
yeah.
day.
It can change a whole thing. Yeah. So after the conversation was all done, they formally presented the Woody Guthrie Prize. I assume there are 4 trophies? Trophies?
Yeah.
Prize statues. The Bono and Edge each got one, and they're these beautiful guitars, and then they broke out into A Hard Day's Night. So,
Which was
why not?
that was just amazing. Well, Paul McCartney was playing in Tulsa the next night, but it was just amazing because Bono barely started singing it, and just the whole crowd. I mean, everybody knows the lyrics to.
Right.
I wasn't actually. I don't know, I've never been, like, in a Beatles sing-along, so I don't know that generally know that everybody knows the lyrics to but everyone in there knew the lyrics, like, Bono just started it and he was off, like, it's all I
Yeah,
know, and, that was amazing, like, I just feels
so
just
good.
music,
It was a
music.
fun
Yeah,
moment, yeah.
it was a very fun moment. So I think that's all,
I mean, it covers all my big memories of it.
yeah,
There's definitely other stuff in there, but it is so cool to listen to them have conversations that aren't kind of pigeonholed by an album or a release or certain marketing. Um, to kind of have this free for all, this T-Born Burnett, someone that they've known for a long time and can have this kind of intellectual musical discussion with. We get to be kind of flies on the wall,
yeah.
it was really cool.
I'm just so grateful that we were present for that because it was just,
Yeah. And mad props to the Woody Guthrie Center and the American Song Archives for like such a cool event. The Woody Guthrie Center and Bob Dylan Center usually aren't open on Monday and Tuesdays, and they had those open for people. The pictures I'd seen that people have posted of the private event, it OK Pop looked so cool. Everything was so fine tuned and well run, and the staff was amazing, and everything just felt perfect. Like,
it
this
was
was huge. For all the stuff we talked to was like, "We've never had an event this big."
yeah,
And I don't think they meant big by the amount of tickets they sold.
right,
They meant big by you too.
yeah, yeah. It looked, yeah, it was all just, so great. I don't have a question this week for
Okay.
Bono over whiskey and cake, but I guess I would just like to say thank you for going to these weird places and exposing us to, like, different regions and cultures and everything because, I mean, even though I'd been to Tulsa once before, I mean, I didn't see I s like,
Also for you too.
I yeah, also for you too, but I mean, I got to see more of Tulsa, um, this past week than I did the time before, because we stayed in a hotel that was literally across the street from the Box Center, so we didn't see anything.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, so, but it was just I appreciate that, like, I just the adventures that we've gone on that we wouldn't have otherwise gone on aside from you 2 was gonna be there. It's just we're much more enlightened because of them.
Oh, absolutely. And I had someone say, "Well, you must really like them if you're going to Tulsa."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Do you know me?" But also I'm like, "Of course we went to Tulsa."
Yeah, but
Having been there now, of course we went to Tulsa.
Tulsa's amazing. I really, really love Tulsa, which I don't know. I didn't, you know, I was just okay. I thought it was nice last time, but this was really, really nice. So I guess if I had to ask final question over whiskey and cake, it would be, have you listened to our podcast yet? And don't you think we're funny? We think you're funny.
Seriously. I feel like but all the way back, "Did you know they're funny? Did you know they're funny? Did you know they're funny?"
Yeah. Yeah, we knew. We knew. Yeah. So I have a little like just post pod little note. I went to this album release party on Friday night that I have to talk about because it was amazing, but it also made my week come like full circle. Um,
Okay.
so gentleman that I know, I heard him perform at a restaurant up the street from my house, and I realize he goes to the synagogue that my parents go to. So my parents, like, they introduce each other and they see each other, like, once a month or whatever. And I've seen him just once. That's it. I saw him, I think,
Yeah.
Yom Kippur. And I mean, just, he's an interesting guy, and I heard a few songs that he played. And I don't know, I just didn't think a lot. I mean, I just didn't really dig into it. So he did me a favor by going to the synagogue one day for my mom. And, so I'm like, I have to go to his, like, record release party. And he comes out with this band that's like horns and keyboards and drums and all kinds of different guitars and some instrument that I didn't know what it was and I mean this very intricate music and this is a guy that comes from where I live that I actually encounter in my non-music life
Yeah.
And it blew my mind how good the music I have never known anyone who, plays music like this, who's that musical, without lots of technology and stuff. So, I mean, just mind-blowing, amazing. And so his album, it's on, everywhere. It's on Apple Music and Spotify, wherever, and it's called, The First of My Kind, because he is a Jewish country singer. Like,
It's
there
crazy.
yeah, there aren't many of those out there, but it was just I was blown away. I was so impressed by this guy. His name is Troy Breslow, and check him out because this I don't just was going because I thought it was the polite thing. I thought it was
Yeah.
nice. He was nice to my mom, so I was gonna be nice and go. And I was just like, "Oh my god, this is insane how good this music was, how intricate." And
Yeah.
oh my god.
I'm
It
gonna have to
was
look him up.
yeah, you need to look him up. But
How do you
it's
spell his last name?
Breslow.
Okay.
And it also made me, he says he's the first of his kind. So he's the first, Jewish country singer. And I want to add probably because that's what we do.
Probably.
We're the only all female weekly YouTube Jewish podcasters, probably.
Probably.
But if someone can, debunk that, please let us know.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to give him a shout out because it was just amazing. I don't even have any more words to describe how great it was, but it also made I felt like it made my week like come full circle because like the last song he sang was Bob Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone, and everybody sang too, which was awesome. But like I felt like that was like this
Full
week.
circle indeed.
This has been a good week for music, all of us. So it was really cool. I'm gonna message him to maybe listen to this episode because I
Yeah,
would
for
also
sure.
love for him to hear what our adventures in Woody Guthrie land are. Because
Yeah. I thought of a question for Bono over whiskey
yeah,
and cake, and that was, did they have a chance to tour the Woody Guthrie Center and or the Bob Dylan Center? And did Sam tour them around?
we should have asked Sam that
Because
question.
if not, they need to go back and
Yeah,
ask for Sam.
I feel like we could have gotten a straight answer out of Sam over that, but I don't know. I hope so. Seriously, they need to go back.
I can't imagine they wouldn't have gone unless they've had a chance to go there before. They wouldn't have. I mean, it's all part of the
Yeah,
experience, I imagine. So yeah. And it looked like, according to some social media from some other art institutes in the area, that they had done some artistic tourism.
yeah.
So, we can just meet you anywhere.
Anywhere we could go to an art museum. We like art.
You can just fit us with your schedule. It
Yeah,
doesn't need to be between things.
we can meet you at an airport, a restaurant.
We can walk through security with you. We'll take no extra time.
No, no, just go on doing your normal daily activities, and we'll just,
Yeah, we're flexible. We're fine.
You can also say, like, while we're in this museum, shut up for like 10 minutes or something, and we'll do it. Whatever you say, like,
Yeah.
we'll make it work.
We are
Uh,
not desperate.
no, no, no.
No. 0%. No lies detected.
So if you read Jenna's poster, it says Bono says, "Where are the garden tarts?" Right?
Yeah. And where's Jenny?
Dude, you
And
knew where
then
we were.
Edge.
You knew where we were.
Literally, you probably had our row and seat numbers.
Yeah. But thank you. It was a hypothetical question, I guess, because you knew where we were.
They're supposed to be here.
But so right. But so this is the thing. He didn't they did not have to do that. Like
No.
we weren't asking for that. They did not have to, you know,
Incredibly,
it was
incredibly thoughtful.
it was so thoughtful. And like just the idea that like when we got the posters, like when we got back to our room, you could still smell like the marker on it. And it was just like
Yeah.
it was crazy because, like, that
Yeah.
just could happen, and, it was just so kind and unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary.
Yeah. So thank you.
But
Thank you.
thank you so
From
much.
the bottom of our hearts. Yes.
Yeah. And if you are, and this is just gonna be my blanket question from now on until I can talk to Bono about it, but do you know where our name came from? Like, I just need to know that. I need to know that he
Yeah.
knows. I'm pretty sure he would know, but, like,
I mean, he sings it a lot.
a lot.
What if he was like in the middle of a concert and he went, in the garden, I was playing a guitar.
Light bulb. Yeah.
That made my face. That made my face red.
God, that would be great. Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. But
Anyway, a girl can dream.
yeah. I'm gonna keep laughing about that for a
Oh,
while.
it's all a joke. Okay. Well, thank you for listening to this,
Thank you
everyone.
so
Thank you
much.
for coming on this adventure with us. And here's to whatever happens at 302.
Who knows? We don't have anything. I gotta get working on that. Like, we're literally, come on,
Yeah.
guys. Throw us a bone here.
Yeah. Anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. We'll be back next week with more U2ish content.
In the meantime, keep chatting with us on social media at _Garden Tarts.
Sign up for our newsletter at thegardentarts.com and share with your YouTube friends.
You can support us on Patreon, buy me a coffee, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts.
Kissing Lips and Breaking Hearts, a U2ish podcast with the Garden Tarts, is created, produced, and edited by us, the Garden Tarts.
Intro and outro music by December.
See you next week.